Hi, it's Walter Burns from Keller Williams City Life Realty and livingonthehudson.com for this week's Living on the Hudson weekly recap. Before I jump into the numbers, link down below here on YouTube, you will find the market snapshot for the Hudson County waterfront areas over the past week, as far as how many properties are currently for sale in all the markets, how many went under contract in the past 30 days, the absorption rate, the pace at which each market is selling. When you're closer to 1 month's supply, you're in a stronger seller's market. When you're like above 6 months and higher of supply, you're in a stronger buyer's market. So right now, most of these areas are in seller market territory. Some of them have crept into more balanced markets like West New York or Gothenburg, which is closer to a seller's market. Their supply is over 11 months right now. And also year to date, you can see how many properties in each of these communities has sold and closed. And at the end of the year, I'm going to tally up year over year how the market performed in 2025 versus 2024. This updates every week. It's linked down below. Last week I was on vacation, so these are the numbers over the past week in the Hudson County MLS. In the past week, there have been 89 properties that have gone under contract, meaning they have offers that have been accepted on them. They have an average list price of $796,000 and a median list price of $650,000. They were on the market for an average of 49 days, and median days in the market is 33. Average days in the market is up. When I recorded the last update a few weeks ago, it was in like the mid 30s, so it has gone up a little bit as far as days in the market goes. But 89 properties, offers accepted, meaning they have not sold yet, but they are moving towards selling in the next few months. Looking through the list, some properties to point out. Over in Edgewater at the Glass House, 9 Somerset Lane, penthouse 606 and 607, combined unit, 4-bed, 3 full bath, 2 half bath, 4,180 square feet. List price was $2,650,000, on the market 20 days. So Glass House is a newer construction building located in Edgewater. It's part of the old Unilever site, which was a factory site in Edgewater, and this was one of the newer new buildings they built about 5-6 years ago. It's on the Hudson River waterfront, facing towards New York. Concierge building. They have an outdoor pool, fitness center, residence lounge, and you're located in that development where the Pearl, which is another condominium building that was in the Unilever factory, that is right next door. So the Glass House is ground up new construction. The Pearl, which was just north of this building, is like a factory renovation, like condo conversion. So, but the Glass House is brand new construction. In this property, combined very large unit, over 4,000 square feet, has gone under contract, and the list price was $2,650,000, on the market just about 3 weeks. Also looking through the list, over in Hoboken, 1400 Hudson Street, unit 1105. This is one of Toll Brothers buildings up in the Hudson T neighborhood of 15th and Hudson Street. You have 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 775 square foot unit. List price $949,900, on the market 2 days. This is a south-facing 1 bedroom. So 1400 Hudson. There's a 12-story portion of the building, which is the tower portion. Then it drops down to like a 9-story structure on Hudson Street and like a 6-story structure on Washington Street side of the building. Building takes up the whole city block. This unit was in the tower portion of the building. So it's higher up and it looks south into Hoboken, downtown Jersey City, and it has a view here of World Trade Area. Also had a terrace. 1400 Hudson, 24-hour concierge. They have a shuttle to and from Hoboken Pat Station that runs peak morning and peak evening rush hour. There's an outdoor pool, common area rooftop deck, common area courtyard, large residence lounge, 2 fitness centers, children's play area. So it's definitely a full amenity-driven building. And this property has gone into contract very quickly over at 1400 Hudson, and that listed for $949,900. 900, one bed, one bath, 775 square feet. In downtown Jersey City, there was a studio over at the Emerald, 45 River Drive South, Unit 1101. Studio layout with one full bath, 567 square feet, on the market 33 days. This listed for $480,000. Now, the Emerald used to be called the James Monroe Building in the Newport section of downtown Jersey City. The Condo Association changed the name about 5-6 years ago to the Emerald. They also added a gym. They renovated the lobby. It is a 24-hour concierge building. There's a gym on site, small residence lounge area as well that they added. So the Emerald is the first, like, quote unquote luxury high rise that was built in downtown Jersey City during like downtown Jersey City's like the Renaissance that happened in the late 80s, early 90s. So as development started to come into the Newport section used to be a rail yard bought by Lafrac, and this was their first building that they built, 45 River Drive South, which is now called the Emerald. So this is a studio layout. With these videos, I try to give you various prices that are going under contract so that you see what the market is like. It's not always, some people like to profile only the high-end stuff, but I like to give like a different variety of properties, because some people might say I can't spend $2.6 million like the unit I just discussed in Edgewater, but here's a studio on the waterfront in downtown Jersey City that is under $500,000. So, and this has gone under contract. Here you can see studio, basically one room with a kitchen and a full bath. Steel and concrete construction, also had a city view. This building is located near Newport Path Station and also not far from Hoboken Path Station. So you're equidistant kind of between both of them. And again, this unit at the Emerald, Unit 1101, list price $480,000, on the market about a month. And when all these properties close and the sales sell, I'll be happy to report back on what they sold for. And all the buildings I'm discussing here are linked down below here on YouTube. You can check out the pages I have set up from my website, livingonthehudson.com, where you can see other units that are for sale or may have sold in the communities. Also looking through the list, a couple places here that stood out. Over in downtown Jersey City at 10 Regent Street. This is the Sutton building located in the Liberty Harbor development. Liberty Harbor is off of Grand Street near Jersey City Medical Center, the hospital, back on like Grand and Monmouth. And this is 10 Regent Street, Unit 817, 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,116 square feet. It's an elevator building with a concierge. List price was $899, on the market 3 months, 91 days. I was in this property in like late July when it was on the market. Building located near the light rail, also not far from Grocery Path. The building itself has an on-site fitness center, large residence lounge area, community room. They have a small outdoor pool in the building. You have access. You can rent the larger outdoor pool, which is in the building next door. In Liberty Harbor, you have a mixture of condominium buildings as well as exclusive rental buildings. And also on site, you can rent parking. So it's available either indoor or outdoor. And here is the Sutton building over at 10 Regent at Liberty Harbor. And this has gone under contract. List price $899, on the market 91 days. Moving a little further north in Weehawken, the Avora building, 800 Avenue at Port Imperial, Unit 403. This is a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,694 square foot unit. List price was $1,398,000, on the market 38 days. Avora, built by the developer Landsea, located right next to the Port Imperial Ferry Terminal in Weehawken. So very close to the ferry terminal, right off of River Road. So if you wanted to drive into the city or take the bus, it's right there. You can get into New York or take the ferry over. This was a north-facing unit. So it looked north towards the ferry terminal is right here. And then this up here is West New York. So you're on the north side of the building overlooking New York. So it does have a New York City view. Again, concierge building, 24-hour concierge. They have a large courtyard with an outdoor pool, large fitness center and residence lounge. It's an amenity-driven building, steel and concrete construction, built about 6-7 years ago now. And that's the Avora building at 800 Ave at Port Imperial. And this unit listed for $1,398,000 on the market 38 days. And also right across the street from the Avora, you have the Avenue Collection, which is 1000 Avenue at Port Imperial and 1000 Avenue at Port Imperial and 1200 Ave at Port Imperial. They were developed by Lennar on the Hudson River waterfront, and you have 2 units in the same building went under contract last week. You have a unit 708, 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,259 square foot unit. List price was $1,348,000. This building does have an outdoor pool. They also have a fitness center, concierge, 24-hour concierge, and residence lounge. And most of the buildings in this neighborhood all offer that. But here you have another unit. This 2-bedroom went under contract, and you also have a 1-bedroom. I'm sorry, another 2-bedroom, which was unit 415. And that listed for $2,288,000, 1814 square feet, 2-bed, 3 full bath. So same building. So 2 high-end units went under contract within the week. And I don't have interior photos of this unit, but you can see here the pool overlooks New York. So very nice amenity-driven building with Midtown Manhattan views. So those 2 units under contract at the Avora. Looking through some of the solds over at the Hudson T building, 1500 Hudson Street, unit 7H. This is a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,360 square foot unit. This is a direct east-facing, New York City-facing 2-bedroom at the Hudson T building. List price was $1,600,000. It sold $100,000 over asking for $1,700,000. 11 days on the market. So Hudson T building, actually 2 separate addresses, 1500 Hudson Street, where this property is located, and 1500 Washington Street, which is just next to it. All part of the former Lipton Tea Factory. They're the same condominium association. Each building has their own separate concierge, but the amenities for the building, the fitness center and the residence lounge are in the 1500 Hudson Street building, which is where this unit was located. So this unit, 2-bedroom, all bedrooms and rooms facing east towards New York City. The building's about 12 stories tall, steel and concrete construction, former factory. I think it was built in the 30s originally, and then it was purchased in the late 90s, developed into rental apartments, and then Toll Brothers bought the building around 2004, and then they did the condo conversion, converted the properties to condominiums and sold those off between like 04 and 09. And then they also developed the parking lots across the street, which the former factory workers parked in, and those lots became 1450 Washington, 1400 Hudson, 1425 Hudson. So that's how that whole neighborhood developed. This is an original kitchen to the unit and also flooring here, parquet floors. When the building was originally built as rentals, this was the kitchen that was put in there. So it looks like it had mostly original finishes, and that sold for $1,700,000 at 1400 Hudson Street. At 1500 Hudson Street. In downtown Jersey City, 151 Bay Street. This is a new construction from Toll Brothers. Here's a studio unit, 922 square feet, unit 511. List price was $840,000. It sold for $820,000, 22 days on the market. So 151 Bay Street, which is new construction from Toll Brothers. The lower part of the building is a former factory space. So the lower level units in the building, I think between floors like 2 to 7, are more loft-like units. And there's a tower portion of the building. It's about 33 stories tall. Those are more of like your standard height unit level units. But this was in the lower part of the building on the 5th floor. So this is more of like your loft-like space. And that sold for $820,000 on the market 22 days at 151 Bay Street. In downtown Jersey City, not far from 151 Bay on the Hudson River waterfront area over in Exchange Place, you have 77 Hudson Street, 3306. This is a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,558 square foot unit facing directly east towards New York City. This listed for $2,150,000. It's sold under asking for $2 million. Cash purchase on the market 52 days. So 77 Hudson, developed around 2006 by Kovnanian, and this is a east-facing, I think they call this the Stingray unit because it looks like a Stingray here on the floor plan, as you could see. And here you have east-facing units, so the bedroom and the living room, the bedrooms, and the living room all face towards New York City. 77 Hudson, 24-hour concierge, high amenity-driven building. So you have large outdoor pool area, barbecue area. There's a small dog run. There is large fitness center, large residence lounge. They have a screening room, a game room, business center, virtual golf. So it's amenity-driven building, very close to the ferry to New York, also very close to the light rail and Exchange Place path. And this unit here at 77 Hudson has sold for $2 million. I previously discussed the Avenue collection up in Weehawken, and here you have a unit at 1200 Ave in Port Imperial. So there were those 2 units that went under contract. Here's one that's sold. Unit 406, list price $1,488,000. It's sold under asking for $1,380,000. 2-bed, 3-bath, 1,566 square feet, on the market 68 days. So we'll take a look at the pictures here. Looks like this either was in the courtyard, but it's a northeast facing unit. So this is on the north side of the building. This building over here is 1000 Avenue in Port Imperial, which is Avora Phase 1. Avenue Collection Phase 1. Avora, which I mistakenly said that is right behind this building. And again, concierge building, outdoor pool, fitness center, close to the ferry to New York, close to the bus to New York, River Road. You can get into the Lincoln Tunnel in under 10 minutes from this location, depending on traffic. And this is sold over at Avenue Collection for $1,380,000. I didn't see any news articles over the past week, but I'm sure next week as we move into the fall market, which has just started, we'll start to see more announcements of new developments or things getting approved. I'll be happy to report back on those. And that link down below, you'll have the market snapshot as well as all the buildings that I've discussed. These videos come out every Monday. If you have any questions about the Hudson County real estate market, you can reach out to me anytime at walter@livingonthehudson.com or at 347-448-3766. Feel free to comment, like, or subscribe down below. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.